Hello and welcome to Silver Lining Laughter. Today we have giggling Karen
Hello.
and Darlia. I'm not giggling, but I will if the
Well,
show's funny
I
enough.
I was giggling because maybe we should, based on the previous comments, maybe we should just start in the middle of the show and not have an introduction.
Well, we can start in the middle of today's show if you would like.
All right.
All right. So, okay, it's the middle
Yeah,
of the show.
that's great.
Yeah.
I agree.
Should we cut all that?
No.
Okay. So, I want to talk about pets.
Pets. Okay. You know what? I never suggest a topic, but after we've been going back and forth for the last couple days, because I'm hoping that you adopt this dog that my girlfriend is fostering, I had a feeling we might talk about pets today.
So, I want to talk about, did you have pets when you were younger?
Yes. Yes.
You've always had pets. So you've
Always
always
had pets.
dogs, cats, both what?
I had a dog growing up, and I had a bunny rabbit growing up, and then once I moved out on my own, I got a dog, and I've had a dog ever since. And I've had this is Mocha Fluffernutter. Mocha is my third cat, so I rescued all of them.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So you have always had a pet your entire life.
And this is
Through,
my neighbor's dog. Yes.
yeah, she's just a step pet, but she does
Yes.
come over and makes a show as often as she can.
Yes. Correct.
So growing up, I had a few cats here and there,
Okay.
but I remember vividly the cat, it was an outdoor cat, jumped the hedge and was hit by a car. And I like cried for 2 weeks and I never
Right.
had another pet, really.
Okay.
And so we didn't have dogs.
Right.
And I didn't really understand the attachment to dogs.
Until.
Well, okay, Brian came with a dog.
Okay.
So when I got married the second time 16 years ago, he had a dog named Lady who
Okay.
was a lab cocker spaniel mix.
Okay.
Looked like a short lab, like everybody always thought she was a puppy, even when she was turning, she's a black dog, but she was turning solid gray, and they go, oh, cute puppy. But anyway, she was the
That's
best
what they say about
dog.
me too. You're
Oh, cute puppy.
okay.
She was like the best dog in the world. Like, if you wanted her to do something, you just pointed. Like, she
Right.
minded. She was not your average dog. And
Okay.
I just assumed all dogs would be like that. Like, the girls were little and they would like wrap her head in a scarf. And then, like, the
Yeah.
next morning, she would get up and she put the scarf on and wrapped her head in it. Like, she loved it so much. But it was just like, she was a great dog. So that was like my entryway
Okay.
into dogs.
Okay. Well, you know what? You did know my first dog when I met you was Tugger.
Yes.
Tugger was the most obedient dog ever, and I we named her Tugger, but your daughter's renamed my dog Snickers for some reason.
Yeah, I don't understand why kids rename dogs.
I don't
I
either.
don't understand the bond between kids and dogs, but I would say like that dog, Diana, well, of course, and Brian had like an extreme bond with the dog. Now, I loved the dog. She was a
Right.
great family dog.
Yep.
This is going to sound really strange. I had a bond with her, but not like a bond I had with my next dog
Got it.
that I got from a puppy
Yep.
that I did not give birth to this dog, but you would have thought I gave birth to this dog. Like,
Right.
the everybody teases me about the bond with this dog, and I've always been a little bit scared of dogs, and this dog was a Rottweiler Mastiff.
Right.
And never even dawned on me that people might be scared of her because she
Right,
thought she was a lap dog and she'd get in my
right,
lap and play Candy Crush and different things.
right. I think you bond with dogs differently based on if you're the alpha dog or not. And since Brian had the dog previously, he was probably the alpha dog. He bonded with it, and then when he came into the family and brought Lady, then Diana was so young, she probably bonded with it and became a sister. Like dogs become very protective of their siblings. So I think that was the case there. And then when you got the new dog and it was your puppy, even though it was the family's, you bonded with it and became the alpha dog. So maybe that's why you're seeing the difference there.
Maybe. And that makes a lot of sense. But I don't know. I guess when I think of alpha dog, I think of the one like training or giving directions. That would be Brian.
Okay.
Like I cuddle with the dog, make sure to do the right things, but
There, every dog has a different. Yep, every dog has a different alpha dog.
yep.
Yeah, you can bond with dogs on different levels, and Brian might have been the alpha dog for the discipline, but when it comes to comfort and joy and pleasure and it's you had a different bond with the dog.
Oh yeah, like I loved this dog. The kids say I loved the dog more than them,
I
which
believe them based
it
on some stories I've heard. You
yeah,
want to tell
it's
the story, or do you want me to?
I'll tell
All
some of
right.
the stories, but it's not that I love the dog more than the rest of the family, but I promise you I think this. And I want to get your thoughts on this.
Okay.
And and I don't mean this against any human living or non-living. This is not against the human race.
Right.
But I promise you, I have never felt that anything or anyone has loved me as much as that dog loved me.
I believe that too. I believe
Like,
that.
and it's an unconditional love. And
Yes.
it's just the way that they're so excited every single time they see you, even if they just saw you. It's like they're
Right.
seeing you again, all over, brand new. Like
Yep.
when you have a bad day. And I think part of the bond, because it was when I was really struggling with my psoriatic arthritis. And
Right.
so a lot of days I was just on the couch because I couldn't do a whole lot of stuff.
Right.
And this dog would just get up there and snuggle with me and just like gave me so much
Comfort.
comfort. Yes,
Yep.
that's the word, comfort.
Yep.
So,
Same. I mean, all dogs know when you're going through something. I mean, I know Sedona when I was going through depressed episodes. Um, Sedona knew, and she would come and snuggle with me and love on me, and it was dogs know. I mean, they say that some dogs, have like licked a part of a human's body over and over and over again, and then they finally realize the reason is because that they had cancer in that part of the body, or there was a disease or an ulcer or something. So dogs are very informative.
yeah, I mean, I saw a thing too where they would like sniff, sniff, and that'd be where the cancer was. So anytime Bailey would sniff too
Yep.
much on a certain spot, I'd be, oh my God, I got cancer. She licked my arm. I think I got cancer. But
Yep. Or
yeah,
it was just peanut butter or something that you dropped on.
yeah, exactly. Well, speaking of, I know the story that you probably want me to tell, and this is,
It better be the right story.
yeah, well, the girls had brought their lunchbox home from school. Somehow they left out the packet of grapes on the
Yeah, this is the
floor
story.
in their room. Well, Bailey wasn't a puppy, she was bigger. And again, this is Rottweiler Mastiff, so she's not a little small dog. Well,
Right.
grapes are poisonous for dogs.
Correct.
We know this. So she ate one of the grapes. Well, I immediately called the vet because I just know, like, you got to realize that she's just my second dog. Like, I wasn't the dog whisperer. I didn't know all the things. I just
Right.
knew, oh my God, this thing that loves me the most in the world has now eaten a grape. We've got an emergency situation. So I called the vet. Dial 911. Well, to hear the story today, everybody says I dialed 911, but I didn't. I actually called the vet, and they're like trying to calm me down. And they're like, ma'am, what kind of dog is it? And I'm like, a Rottweiler massive. And I mean, you could hear literal laughter. And then somebody trying not to laugh was like,
Yeah.
Ma'am, how many grapes did she eat? Like, did she have a whole bag of grapes? Like, what are
Did
we
she get
dealing with?
on the counter in Kroger and eat the entire,
And then I
display?
had to muster up to say, one. And they're like, well, I believe she'll be okay. But can you believe they said if you want to bring her in, they might want to pump her stomach? I was like, okay, so she'll be okay. But yeah. Oh,
Right.
every time a dog goes to the vet, it's $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've
Agree.
decided. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, she was, well, we had this bond. We had to put her down, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It was crazy situation. She had hip dysplasia
Yep.
and the bone had popped out of the hip bone. We were getting ready to do surgery, but she started having seizures.
That's rough.
And for the
That's
breed
rough.
of dog she was top of life expectancy.
Right.
And the doctor's like, and I mean, this is not a cheap surgery. This is
Right.
like a $10,000 per
Yep.
hip kind of surgery. She's like, I can't do the surgery because with these seizures, even
Right.
if we fix the problem, if she has a
Still
seizure,
gonna have
it'll
a
go
seizure.
back and she'll never have the quality of life. So we put her down in March, and some days I think I'm over it, and other days I am not. And I'm like, it is September. Like,
Right.
I never understood, and I tried to kind of pretend I did, like when people
Right.
would have to put down a pet or lose a pet. To me, a pet's a pet, a human's a human. Like, I I would always be understanding, but I never really understood. Does
Right.
that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yep. Yep. My girlfriend just had to put down her dog, one of them, not too long ago, and she still struggles with it. It was they had a bond. She had her since it was a puppy. Um, I struggled when I had to put Tugger or Snickers, whatever you want to call her. I had her for 16 years. I had her from the time she was 8 weeks old until she was 16, and she was old. She was a pointer mix, and so she was old for her age. But yeah, I had when I had to put her down. I cried. Now this is going to go back to your whole. This sounds horrible. Like I'm a horrible human being. Um, I cried when my father died. I was 15. I watched him die. He was in the hospital bed. I watched that. It was horrible. I cried uncontrollably almost when I had to put Tugger down. And I was more okay with my father dying than I was really with Tugger. And I've even talked to therapists about this. I think it's because I can't control my dad. Everybody knows what's going on. He knew what was going on. He was living through all this. He knew the doctors were there and all this stuff. My dog didn't. She had no idea, and it was my option, my choice to put her down. And it was one of the hardest choices I've ever. I never had to put down a human. Like wanted to. No, I'm just joking. So, um, but I think it makes a big difference having to make that decision for an animal that doesn't know what's going on and can't communicate and can't understand what's going on and just looks up at you with those eyes, as you put him to sleep. So I can understand your.
That's it. I never, until you told that story, I couldn't figure out how I couldn't get over this. And
Yep.
like when Lady died, she died pretty much old age in her sleep. Like we knew it was coming, and Brian had like stayed down and slept on the floor with her. So
Yep.
we knew that was coming,
Yep.
and it felt okay. With Bailey, I mean, she went from healthy downhill really quick.
Right.
And
Yep.
with Lady, like there was years and years and years of her getting,
Right.
going downhill. Bailey went really quick, and we put her down, and you had to make that decision.
Yep.
And then you don't think, oh, then you got another decision. Do you want to go in the room or not go in the room? Well, of course I
Right.
wanted to go into the
So did
room.
I. Yep.
And it's like they gave her the shot to relax them first.
Yep.
And then she just came over and was like kissing me on the face, like it's okay. Like I know she didn't know, but it was like,
Right.
I know,
You
and you're
knew.
making the
She
right
kind of knew.
decision.
Yep.
But there's probably not a day goes by that, and I know you can't do that because if the vet recommends, you've probably
Right.
made the right decision.
Right.
But there's still every day, it's like, would something have made a difference? That could I have? I'm not going to do that because I know I just got to go with the answer is no. But
Right.
I think that's why I can't fully that, and I miss her. And then the weird thing is, I never, okay, so that's a crazy bond between a person and a dog. And then I never even really thought about the bonds with two dogs either.
Yep.
So Diana brought a stray home, and she's been with us now 3 years, and she was about a year when we found her. And this is a little, we don't know what she is, but she's much smaller than Bailey was. And she came in
Right.
and she bossed Bailey all around, would bite her on her little lip and kind of swing
Right.
from there, had to take her down by the back leg, by biting her back leg. So I always thought, this dog's a bully. She doesn't like the other dog. But when we had to they would hang and snuggle and stuff like that. So
Right.
obviously they liked each other. But when we put Bailey down, then the week later, we had to take Luna to the vet because she had diarrhea. She wasn't
Yep.
eating. And I thought, oh my God, like, is she going to have seizures next? Like, did something that
Right.
killed
No.
Bailey was past? And literally, the vet said, I have to diagnose this dog with a broken heart.
Yep.
That's the saddest shit I had ever heard
I
in
know.
my
I
life.
agree
Like a
100%.
dog with a broken heart. And it
Yep.
was like, she found so much protection from having the big dog. Like,
Yep.
although she overcompensated by acting like a bully and barking at the other dogs. But then without Bailey, she wouldn't even bark at a dog that would walk
Wow.
by the yard. Like it was just crazy. So,
That's it. That happens, and I worry about that because I have a cat that I rescued, and it was on the streets, and she was only 6 or 8 weeks old, and Sedona is getting up there in age, but they're really tight and they cuddle together and everything. So I'm worried when Sedona leaves, what's going to happen? Because when Sedona and I go outside, the cat goes nuts. If I let Sedona outside with the dogs, the other dogs, the cat meows. I'll take the dogs, my girlfriend's dog and my dog, and we'll take them for a walk or anything, and then the cat will sit at the screen door and just meow, 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 meow. She does not like being alone.
wow. And I
So,
didn't know like a cat and a dog would bond like that.
oh yeah, yeah,
So I've had cats.
yep,
Most cats are more like aloof than dogs. Like
yeah,
from what I remember, they kind of everything's on their like
right,
they do to themselves.
right,
Occasionally they'll come by and
right.
possibly let them pet or let you pet
Like,
them if
yep,
it fits into their schedule. But this, this is gonna be a stupid question. If a cat bonds with a dog and lives with a dog and has been since she was a little tiny kitten, right?
like Mocha.
Yeah, like well, I'm specifically talking about Mocha.
Yep.
So did they develop more dog-like qualities as
I
far as snuggling and getting that bond?
I think so, because when I got Mocha, I've had other cats that the dog came in later, or the cat was. I've had two other cats, and didn't snuggle and be as close to the dogs. But Mocha immediately took to Sedona, and she would, like I said, just snuggle with her and play with her. And I put her in a harness, and I'll take her out on a leash, and she'll hang out by the pool with us. So she is. I mean, if I say I have to go to work, that's when I leave the house. I tell all the animals, whoever's here, I have to go to work, and they all get in their place. Sedona, Ari will do it, Frank will do it, and now if I say I have to go to work, Mocha, no matter where she is, usually she's in the same room with us. She's right there. Um, she will come over, get on the sofa, and sit down and wait for a treat, and I'll give all the animals their treats. So if I say I have to go to work, then Mocha will come running in, get in her place. I tell her to sit, she sits. In the morning, I give Sedona her vitamins. I take my vitamins. Mocha will come in, she'll sit down, she'll get her vitamins. So she's very much like a dog.
Yeah, I don't think I knew you could teach a cat to sit.
Yeah, you can. You can.
Well, obviously.
I mean, you can teach cats to do all kinds of things. My mom has a cat, and she taught it to give a high five. She'll come over and she'll sit down. She'll go high five, and the cat jumps up, and if she says double high five, she gets on both, and she goes like that. Yeah. So you can teach a cat.
Now, can she use the toilet?
My
I've
mom
heard
has
of
a
that.
cat.
The cat.
I mean, she uses the litter box.
I've heard of, I don't know
So
if it's true, but I've heard some
yes,
cats
cats
can use the
can
toilet.
be trained to use a toilet.
I think that's so cool. I wish
I
dogs
think so.
could.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
So I've got another dog question, and then
Okay.
of course we've gone over our recommended amount of time, and we're just getting started. So
Right.
for dogs,
Yes.
when it's raining,
Yes.
I hate that they have to go outside in the rain.
Yeah.
So do you just let them go bareback out in the rain? Do you put a raincoat and little rain shoes on them? No, you just.
No. Usually my dog's old enough. Now, when she was a puppy, I would go out with the umbrella, and I would go with her to make sure that she was praised and, hey, good girl, you did business. But now, if it's raining and she has to go, she either goes really quickly, or she's like, nope, I'll hold it, and she'll come back in.
Yeah. Luna's a nope, I'll hold it kind of girl because she's very scared of thunder.
Yeah, so is Sedona.
Why are some dogs scared of thunder and some dogs not?
I,
Bailey
I
did
don't
not
know.
care about thunder at all. Lady used to until she was real old and lost her hearing, and then she just couldn't even hear it was thundering.
Yeah, Arya's doesn't really mind thunder, but Sedona doesn't like it.
Well, what causes that? Like,
I'm not sure. I don't know if it's because dogs don't like fireworks either. I don't know if it's the unknown of a loud. I mean, because even sometimes thunder will happen so loudly, but we know what thunder is, but it still scares us because it happens so. Or a car accident, you'll hear a car accident in the distance and you jump. And I think because they don't know what it is, then it scares them.
yeah, and now I've got thunder only happens when it's raining. Dreams Fleetwood Mac playing through my head. That's the bad part about having song Tourette's. At least I didn't bust out into song.
That's true.
So I guess you're saying you've always had, I'm just trying to wrap this up. You've always had animals.
Yes,
However, throughout your life, every animal has a different and unique bond
I think so. Yeah.
with you. I mean, or with the pet owner.
Yeah, Tugger and I were extremely tight. She went everywhere I did, just like Sedona. But Sedona, since I travel more now, and the boat, and I have more opportunity to do things. So Sedona does those things with me. Now Sedona, if I tell her, hey, go get in the Wrangler, she'll go to the Wrangler. If I say to get in the Grand Cherokee, then she'll get in the Grand Cherokee. She knows
That's
which
pretty cool.
doors to
She's
go to. Yeah, yeah,
that
she's a
is
good
so
dog.
cool. She knows the cars.
Yeah.
Did she bring you the right keys for the right car?
No, but if I tell her you want to go for a walk, if I say bring me your leash, then I leave the leash on the ground, and she'll bring me her leash, and we'll go for a walk. So.
So would you recommend that all cats be raised with dogs?
I don't
Because I
think it'll
just feel
hurt.
that your cat is so cute. It has such a personality, and
Yes.
I just don't know many cats like that.
Because sometimes when I go out of town, it'll be for longer than just a day or two. So I'll take Sedona and Mocha over to my brother's house, my brother and sister-in-law, and they've said they've said many times, how is it that you get animals that are so awesome? Like Mocha will just go to a hotel with me and hang out in the hotel, play around with Sedona, and go to the lake with me, and they go over to Paul and Lee's all the time and just hang out like they're supposed to, like they're nieces and nephews.
Well, it's probably because you spend a lot of time with them.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else you'd like to talk about as far as animals go?
No, because I don't want to bore anybody. We could go on about animals forever.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't think you're boring anybody, but I'm going to save these write-in questions for another show since we've gone
Okay.
kind of long today.
Okay.
And they're actually so good looking at them. I think we could do a show on the write-in questions.
Okay.
So I'm going to just go with our standard rapid fire questions.
Got it.
All right. So this is the either or questions.
Okay.
All right. Money or happiness?
Happiness.
Cats or dogs?
Yes.
I knew that was going to be a vote. Morning or evening?
Both actually. I don't like the between 2:30 and 3:30 or 4 o'clock. That's not my jam. But
Salty or sweet?
salty.
Work or play?
Play.
Oh, I thought you'd go both with that one too. See, you learned
I
something
mean,
new.
you gotta, there's some people who work to live, and there's people who live to work. I am the person who I work to live. Like I work, I do a damn good job, and then I play hard. But
That's
if I didn't have a
perfect.
job, when I win the lottery, there will be no work.
There'll be no work.
There
None?
will be no work.
Yeah, there will be.
I mean,
You will do something. Believe me, that adrenaline's going to get out
yeah,
there and
that's
kick
true.
in, and you'll
I'll
be
probably,
directing
I
traffic,
would
building
probably,
shelters.
I would probably build a rescue, or buy one and maximize it, and I wouldn't mind not running a bar, but I would love to have like some kind of
Oh,
bar
that would be fun.
down in the British Virgin Islands. I want to like a little tiki hut, like a beach bar on the. I don't want to run it. I just want to drink beer and make money at it.
Okay,
I want to hire people so they can work. And I'll pay them good money.
good. All right, maybe I'll work for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
Or
all right.
we'll just go
Well,
into a business together. Let's just put that. I don't want you working for me. We will work together.
well, if we're down in the British Islands
There
working,
will not be any working.
yeah, neither one of us. That is not what we should probably do to make
That's
money. All right.
all
Well,
right.
like, don't
Yes.
forget to like us,
Like
subscribe,
and
send
subscribe
us your questions, topics you want us to talk about.
and share. Share with you. You can post this on Facebook. You can share it with your friends. Get their opinions. Let's start some conversations and make everything good.
Okay. Thank you.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.